Hi, Spanish Fork. What cookie is loaded with cinnamon and sugar? Well, Snickerdoodles, of course. Yes, there are many recipes for Snickerdoodles, and so my friend Jamie's here to share a classic version. Snickerdoodles are next on Cooking Made Easy with June, brought to you by Macy's, the happy shopping store in Spanish Fork. Hello, Spanish Fork. Welcome to another episode of Cooking Made Easy with June. Today, we have my friend Jamie I always forget to pronounce your name correctly.
I want to see what you say.
Sagar?
Close.
Okay.
Sigurd.
Oh, Sigurd. That's not close. So Jamie works with me at Salem Junior High, and she works with the profound, severe students who are amazing.
They're so amazing.
So sweet. Tell me how you got into that.
Oh man, it was just kind of a roundabout way. Previous to teaching, I worked at an autism clinic in Cedar City, so I worked there for a year, and then just spur of the moment, got a teaching job and started a week into the school year 2 years ago. This is my third year teaching.
Yay, I'm so glad you stuck it out. It was so hard.
It was so hard. June was a great support.
Oh, no, it's so hard the first year for anything. So anyway, so Jamie, this is so exciting. We were just talking at lunch and you're like, this is my grandma's recipe. Tell us about your Snickerdoodle recipe.
Yes, so I don't know like the complete origin of this recipe, but it's in a cookbook that a lot of my family members have contributed to, and it's claimed to be my grandma's recipe.
Okay.
So a lot of my family makes it, and I've made it for years. I especially made this recipe when I was really young. I was like 10 or 11 years old.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
This is a really classic recipe because I know it calls for shortening, but a lot of times I love all butter, but it's just different versions.
Okay.
And we'll talk more as we start. Shall we do that? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. It starts out with, let's do this. Okay, do you memorize the recipe or do I have it here?
I don't have it memorized.
So we need a
right
cup
now.
of shortening.
Okay, cup of shortening.
So here, you put one in. So this is, of course, Macy's, and most stores have it too, but it just comes already measured.
Which is way better
nice.
than measuring it out.
Way nice. So we're just gonna this is half a cup. So it's like a stick of butter, but wait, is this half a cup?
This is a cup, yeah.
Oh, did you say a cup? Oh, no, you're right. Almost
so we just need one of
wrong. We need one of them. Look at me. I do this all the time. Okay, so 1 cup of shortening. Now, the reason why as we're doing this, okay, what's next? 1.5 cups of sugar. I already measured this.
Perfect.
Okay. And what do we do first? I mean, like, you've done this before, or do we just cream this?
Yep, so let's cream this together, and as we're creaming it together, we can add the eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, so with shortening, I remember, it comes out a little different. It's kind of fluffy. We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, versus butter. But you've never had it with butter.
I've never tried it with butter, but now I'm really curious.
It's a little bit more crunchy. And we can talk about it at the end when we do the thing.
Okay.
At the end when we taste it. So
do you want me to mix?
Yeah,
and
you do it.
Can add the eggs?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so do you make it until it's creamy? I'm going to crack the egg in here first.
Yep.
Okay, so shortening. I don't use shortening often. I usually use shortening for like my rolls and stuff.
Okay.
And I mostly use butter for all my cookies.
And is butter a fair substitute for most recipes that call for shortening?
Well, for like cookies.
Okay.
For cookies.
Okay.
I just love butter. But, well, I guess we could talk about it now. So, okay, do you need a spatula? Let me find a spatula. So now that when I was looking at your recipe, it reminded me of when I was really little, but I'm much older than you. So we go back to the 70s. And I was in Thailand with, my dad was in the military, and we were in Thailand. And we had a maid. She's actually Thai, but my friend, who was American, I was going to an international school of Bangkok. So is that good? And then
so
we'll
let's
add the eggs
so to
and
make
we'll
it
keep
more
mixing.
mixing.
Okay.
Yep.
And then
go for it.
Okay. Anyway, so I remember she gave me a cookie. It was cinnamon, but it was like fluffy. And I thought, oh, this is good, you know. And I mean, just thicker. Like she made it more like, and I know it was a Snickerdoodle. Now that I look back, because it was cinnamon and sugar outside.
Okay.
And it was really good. But since then, I just reminded me, like, I've always made snickerdoodles with butter. And they're thinner and they're crunchier. And that's the difference between butter and shortening when you make a cookie.
Okay.
But we'll see how this, I'm just curious.
So is that the first time you remember having a snickerdoodle?
That's the first time in the 70s.
Huh.
And so since I made them, it's like, but anyways, I did look up snickerdoodles. So I'm like, what is snickerdoodle? Why are they snickerdoodles?
Yeah.
Are you curious or no? Or do you have a story? Are you curious about snickerdoodles? Like why it's called a snickerdoodle?
I don't know. I am curious. Do you know the answer to that?
It's actually a German name. There's two theories. They say that a German, oh wait, what else do we need? Vanilla or what did we put in here?
So in another bowl, if I remember right.
Oh, okay. Oh, we can use this one.
Yeah, so we'll want to do the flour.
Bigger? Oh, you want to do a separate thing for flour.
Yes, can I look at the recipe really quick, just to be sure?
Yeah, some people do the dry ingredients first, and some people don't.
Yeah, oftentimes I'll just do it separate and then add it to it.
Cream, shortening, sugar together, and eggs, stir in flour, cream. Oh, it's just a stir. Oh, sift together. Sift together. Let me go get another bowl. Oh, I'm going over here. Hold on a second. Go ahead. So snickerdoodles is a German word, and it's called, I forgot how they pronounce it. And I can look this quick. Okay, so go ahead and here are the cups for the flour.
Perfect.
And do you sift it, or I'm such a bad cook? Like
I don't sift it, but if you sift it, I'd love to see you do that.
No, I just dump it in. Honestly, I'm like, I never do this. I don't even do it separate. I just throw it in there.
I definitely do that too sometimes. My expertise are with a butter knife. That's all. I don't sift it. Just mix it up a little bit.
So we need 2 3/4 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. I never knew what it was. The only time I use cream of tartar is for snickerdoodles. Isn't that funny?
That's the same.
That's crazy. But look, my bottle, I've made a lot of snickerdoodles.
That's how I am. I know I've been making a lot if I have to replace my
you stick it in the thing like that?
Yeah.
I just go like that and then I just You're more precise than me. I just go like that and then I level it up. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar and 1 baking soda.
And remind me again, this is 2 3/4 cup?
Yep, 2 3/4.
Okay, I want to keep hearing snickerdoodle.
About the snickerdoodle. Okay,
yeah.
so it's a German name. It sounds like Snickers. I don't know. It's not snickerdoodle. It's something else. And I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it says that it stands for snail dome or something like that.
Okay.
But then the other theory is that there is this superhero. Of course, it's German. A kid superhero that is called Snickerdoodle. And so they think that that's the reason why we have a Snickerdoodle cookie. But then what comes first? The snail dome, pronounced kind of similar to Snickerdoodle, the German, or the superhero. So they don't know. So it goes back and forth, like chicken or egg first, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. That is all new. Did you know that information?
No, I looked it up.
Learned that.
Just because we're doing the show.
Impressive, some impressive facts.
There you go. Okay. And a half teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
Here, right here. Anyway, so I don't know why. I never thought to look it up until now. I don't know why. Okay. Perfect. So we just, instead of sifting, we whisk it.
And you put the tartar in?
Yep, I put the tartar in and baking soda and salt. Yep.
Perfect.
So then we just add it to, do you want to stir it? And I'll just slowly add this on here.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, go ahead, turn it on. Usually I use my mixer for cookies, but just so we can see it better. Okay, and that's it, really.
I love it.
Easy.
Yeah, that was so easy. Do you want to hear one of my memories of making these snickerdoodles?
Yes, that's exactly what I need to hear.
So 2 things stand out, but I'll start with the first one.
Okay.
When I was young, I made them all the time. I probably went through a lot of cream of tartar. But my grandma would pay us to make, like my cousins, to make cookies for her. Like if there was a family party coming up, if we were generous little kids, we probably should have just made the cookies and not
No, you're little kids. We make it up. Go ahead.
But
you want to go around?
My cousin would make cookies, and my grandma would pay him 10 cents for his cookies. The Snickerdoodle, she would pay me 25 cents for because they were bigger. I don't know. You might have to watch this and find out years later.
You were cheated.
So I paid for a trip to Disneyland
what?
by making Snickerdoodle cookies for my grandma. I probably, had another little means of income, but my main was making these Snickerdoodles.
I love it.
So the peak, like my mastery, probably came at 11, and it's
okay.
We'll see
well,
if
these
it's
better be really good. Okay, we're gonna take a little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna form the balls and do the stuff, the cinnamon sugar next. So we'll just come right back. Take a little break. All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm just taking this mixer off, and Jamie's washing her hands, and I just did mine. So we're going to make the cinnamon sugar. All right, expert.
All righty. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of sugar.
Okay.
And then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and we'll just see how this goes. If we need to add a little bit more, after we'll do that. But generally this comes out pretty concise, depending on how generous we are with our cinnamon and sugar.
So I love cinnamon, but I'll let you do your own way.
What
my kids having, oh no, I just
more cinnamon?
dump it in. But do you do your way, it's gonna be good.
Okay.
Because that's quite a bit of cinnamon per sugar. Yeah,
a little more generous.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then how do you determine the tablespoon? It says 2 tablespoon size balls.
I just kind of guesstimate, see what looks good. It's about like maybe a little smaller than an inch across.
Okay. Did you want to use a tablespoon, or you just want to do whatever?
Generally I'll just use, we could do this, or we could just use a spoon.
Okay. Let's just do this.
Okay.
So give me an idea how it is, and then we can just do it together. One of these days I'll get one of those food gloves for the show.
That's usually what I do, is use my hands, but that's probably not appropriate for TV. Let's try that.
It doesn't matter. Oh, you don't roll it into a ball, you just dump it like this?
No, and then roll it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just roll it around.
Okay.
And sometimes I'm pretty precise, and other times it's okay if there's a little character to it.
Yeah, no, actually, I had my son-in-law came and did a special, the secret things about cookies. It's to not really work on it too much. And it makes it look its own little character, like you said. I would agree.
I feel like that's something just within the last few years that I've kind of discovered is like, don't press down on it too much. And it keeps its character.
Has a different texture too. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we're just rolling cinnamon, and this is like a fun, when my kids were growing up, I would make snickerdoodles, of course, with the butter. And then we would, this is a good part. Like the kids can help you put the ingredients in, and then this is the best part, they love to roll in the cinnamon.
That's because they're just hoping to get the extra dough in the end, right?
I don't eat a lot of raw dough, but kids most people love it.
I still love it.
Do you love it? I think it's fine. In fact, people love cookie dough so much that there's advertising about how, I guess somebody got sick once, and then now they're advertising that their dough is safe. I think it's
there's new dough places too. Like I think it's dirty dough or something that you just buy cookie dough, and it's probably like friendly cookie dough where there's not raw eggs.
I'm not a cookie dough, but some people love it. So
sometimes I'll make like chocolate chip cookies or this, and just like put it in the fridge and eat off the dough all week.
Yes,
never even cook it.
Oh, you do love dough, so you do go to dirty dough.
I actually never have.
Okay, tell me how far away.
So generally I'll do just 12, so 3 across, because they will. Oh,
they will go down, and we don't need to press it or anything? They'll come down on its own?
More in recent years, yeah, so they'll come down on their own, but in recent years more so, I've just gotten a fork and just very lightly put lines both directions.
Like a peanut butter cookie? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, let's do it. Go ahead and do that, and I'll go get a fork.
Okay. That's just, I haven't generally done that, but just more in recent years, I'll just...
Because?
I don't know, no specific reason. Just kind of like that, just very light.
Okay, okay.
I feel like it just adds a little bit of character.
Yeah. Like a peanut butter cookie.
You want to do it?
Like, but the peanut butter cookie, I know the reason is because the peanut butter is dense, and so when you make a peanut butter cookie, it's just too thick, and so they do that. But But this will probably make it look prettier.
Yeah, very light.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, you do it harder on a peanut butter cookie. In fact, I need to do a peanut butter cookie episode.
I love
I make it
butter
all
cookies.
butter and I put whole wheat flour in it. I know, I try to sneak in whole wheat everywhere I go. Okay.
So another thing with these, when I was living up in Seattle, we would have like potlucks with friends, and I would generally end up bringing Snickerdoodles because they're just easy.
Oh, you're a
And
Snickerdoodle
whenever the
queen.
Snickerdoodles weren't there, my friend would always like approach me because he noticed that the Snickerdoodles weren't there. And
Oh,
then
that's
one time, I
funny.
think it was him, he made a suggestion to make them into like ice cream cookies. So
Ice cream cookies. What do you mean? Like
just
you make
put like
two
vanilla ice
Snickerdoodles
cream
and make
in
a
between.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh,
so I
that's
tried
a good
that once,
idea.
which is
it
pretty
good?
yummy too. Yeah.
Ooh, we'll have to talk more about all these things. Okay, we're gonna take another little break. We're finishing off right now, and we're going to stick these in the oven at 400 degrees.
Sounds right.
I'm sure. I think it's at 400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes.
8 to 10 minutes. Yep.
Yeah, you would think you would memorize all this by now. You make Snickerdoodles for all your friends,
been in
and
a really
since
long
you were 11 years old.
It's probably been 3 years. since
Okay.
I've made
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll stick these in the oven, and then when we come back, we'll like eat them. So come back. All right. Ooh, Jamie, here we go.
Yum.
Okay, this is, you guys, we have a story to tell.
We sure do.
Let me get this other one
They
out.
do look a bit different.
It was my fault. Oh, look at that one splattered. What happened
Yeah,
there?
I saw it split
Does it do
in
that
half.
sometimes?
Occasionally.
Oh. Okay, so you guys, we put the cookies in the oven, and then I realized we forgot to put the baking soda.
Do, 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 do.
Yes. So if you guys look here, this is the one without the baking soda. Let me get a spatula, and this is hot out of the oven with the baking soda. So you can see textural differences, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, but you know what? Honestly, where's my spatula? Honestly, I'm not stressed about what it looks like as much as what it will taste like. Now these are still hot. So maybe we'll taste this one first. No, this is not hot anymore. So you try.
Yeah,
Okay.
these do look a little bit different.
Do they look different than
Yeah,
what you?
like the bottoms look a tad different too.
They taste good.
They do taste good.
Do they taste like the ones you normally make? Oh, is there anything different?
There's a slight, the texture is different.
Okay, so there's a little texture
It
difference.
does tace very similar, but the texture is a little bit different for sure.
So, if you forget baking soda, you really don't have to throw it away. This is not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna taste. Oh, these are, granted, these are still hot. Well,
These seem
We
to
can
be a
see.
bit lighter too.
yeah, why is that? Maybe put more cinnamon? We might have put more cinnamon, so the color, but, you know, these are still hot, but it would be, you need the baking soda.
Yeah. So while it's still good, this
So
is
I know this is
preferred.
hot, but I think, see how it's not, it's a little bit more dense? Mm-hmm. Don't you think? Even though this is not cool yet.
Yeah.
I was worried about the texture. I thought that I made this more dense. I put a different flour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can see, without the baking soda, it's a little bit more dense. And so that's why it's a leavening agent, right? Mm-hmm. Even though it's only a slight, I think it adds a flavor too.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely prefer the texture. The
Like when
taste
they're
is
cool.
very similar, but the texture does make a big difference with it. This almost seems a little bit more, I don't know what the word is, like tart or something.
Okay. I think there's a taste difference.
How would you explain it?
Even though that's still a little crunchy, but there's still it has a little crunch to it. Did you notice? Even though it lifts up.
This one? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Look at this one, what I mean is the baking soda in the middle, it has a little bit more ice. I thought maybe, leave out the baking soda of your cookies, Snickerdoodles, but no. I think it's better with the baking. Keep the baking soda. 50 years.
The value of following a recipe.
But 50 years of how old this recipe is, we don't know.
Yeah,
How
I
old?
don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and put this in here. The cookies in here. But see, yeah, because I remember back in the 70s when I wonder how old the Snickerdoodle recipe is. I should have looked it up on the break. I can look it up again. Maybe one of our cameramen who didn't remind us about the baking soda. You know, honestly, I feel like we've been doing this a long time. So guys, if I forget something, please go ahead and Chris.
I'm curious if any of people watching noticed that we didn't put the baking soda in.
It's still hot. Okay, I think maybe one more. What do you think, one more?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. Or you want it on the other side?
That's great.
Something like that.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, baking soda. So this one, I wonder why it's split. You guys, look. This one's split, but I bet that's a good cookie.
Thank you.
I like that. Okay, it's good. But the one in Thailand when I was little, I remember I don't think she flattened it. It was just like a ball. And it was just, yeah. But you know what, you guys? This is shortening. This is so good.
It is good. Now I'm curious though.
Now I think
next week at home I'm going to try some
the butter, but I think
replacement with butter.
it does change the flavor.
Yeah.
Because I think this allows the cinnamon to be more prominent if you use the shortening. The butter...
Where the butter kind of would overpower a little bit,
Not
maybe?
overpower, it's still good. It's just a different good.
Okay. So would you substitute the same, so if it's like 1.5, or like a cup shortening, you would do a cup butter?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to report back to
let
you know how it goes.
There's a problem not having dinner.
Right.
You make cookies first. All right, so any last minute stories or any comments? Oh,
I don't think so.
You're okay with milk? I'm not a big milk drinker. But you can have some.
I'm okay. Thank you.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Shout out to your family.
Yeah, shout out to my family and shout out to my students, all the people that I love. Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out to June. No, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, happy to.
All right, until next time, happy cooking.
Ba-boom.